What is up, guys? It is your boy Credenda, and today I'm going to be playing on a gold account for you guys, showing you guys how to carry a game with mid lane Jayce. First thing you should do in most Jayce games you play, every Jayce game you play, is identify your win conditions, right? So look at the enemy team comp, see what priority targets you need to take out as the game progresses, who's getting fed, who's getting advantages, who has bounties, etc. And those will really affect what side of the map we try to pressure, and which side of the map we want to put most of our focus on with our free time from the mid lane. We are against Vel'Koz mid. He has barrier. This is something that we have to take into account. He doesn't have ignite, he doesn't have heal, so we can't ignite to reduce the healing, and we can't really burst through the barrier early unless he wastes it or we find a good opportunity. So we have to be mindful of that, always keep that into account. Their bot lane seems rather gankable. They have an Aftershock Lux, which isn't necessarily the best thing for Lux in my opinion, but you know, making it work. Should be pretty easy gank spot. I want to ward this pixel bush really early, around 120, to allow my jungler to see the crab. See if it's safe for him to go, see if the other jungler's there, and to kind of track the enemy jungler. So lane starting, if he's not here, I want to put 2 autos into this first melee. The reason for this is because if my minions are slightly healthier than his, it'll slowly push. He used his 2 Ws on me, which is a big mistake. He should use his Ws on the wave to try to push the wave. Or else I can push the wave. Auto the wave. The strategy in this game is to apply early pressure post level 2, post level 3, and really push him into a disadvantaged position once we get our level leads. So this minion's about to die. I'm going to try to jump on him. If he doesn't let me, I just wait. Get my E here. E him back. Conqueror fully stacked. I want to bait out this barrier here. Got the barrier. And now he's forced to base. If he stays, I kill him. Wait for him to waste his spells. I could also wait for level 3 here as well. That's a dead fight. Or a dead jungler, rather. When you see plays like that your jungler goes for, instead of just blindly following, you should always look to keep your lane priority. Always look to push, to poke, and don't go for things that are doomed in the beginning. That's a really easy way to lose your early lead on Jayce. Use a lot of his spells. I can kill him pretty soon. Got him, flash out, very nice. A little sloppy, but we make it work. I put up my gate here so that I have a little bit of movement speed to run away just in case Rengar does come. I'm going to base here instead of push out. I could push out my wave, but I have no mana. So with no mana, I'm not able to shove fast enough for the wave to crash into his tower. I'm going to ping him off here. I have no mana. When you're low like that, try to ping your jungler off. If he doesn't listen, so be it. But he listened, or he didn't listen. He still fucking flexed on him, so that's good. Early game, you want to be stacking longswords. So as soon as you get your first base, you want to be buying as many longswords as you can possibly purchase. You can also buy boots if you don't have quite enough gold for the longswords, but longsword stacking is actually a lot better than just rushing the Dirk, because if you think about it, right, if you have 2 longswords, you have to spend an additional 400 gold to get only 5 AD and lethality. And lethality doesn't really scale, or it scales better into the mid game and late game than it is really early game, whereas the raw AD that you get from another longsword is much more valuable in terms of wave clear, much more valuable in terms of damage, especially against non-armored targets early, so just a good option. You can also build it into pretty much anything, a very flexible build option. I want to wait for him to walk up to these ranged minions. You can queue onto the ranged minions and slow him with it, as you just saw. Walk out of the E, give him those autos. He flashed. Good summoner spell we burned there. Proceed to shove the wave. Look for tower play if we can, but also be mindful of the jungler. The jungler is still missing. He based here probably. Always try to ping the summoner spells of your enemy laner, or any summoner spell you see burned, because it'll help you in the long run when you're looking for a place to make, or looking for which player you should target. I see Rengar going to the top lane here, and I think I can maybe make a roam play. I'm going to walk up. Flash from Darius. They might have a ward here, so I have to be mindful of that. I'm going to ward in here. Expected him to jump on me. We get the Darius here. I might die. Ooh, and we get it with the Conqueror healing. Very nice. Shove out this wave with our top laner. The enemy top laner doesn't have teleport, so he won't be able to get back in time. Very good stuff. Let him get that melee stack. Look back at our mid wave. We'll ping Mia as well. Very good gank in the top lane we just pulled off. Grab another longsword. And then upgrade the rest of our longswords into 2 components. If you have enough gold for this, it's really good. Stacking the longswords early is generally optimal, but if you have a lot of gold on a second base after you've done, or after you've begun stacking your longswords, if you have 3 to 4 longswords, you can upgrade those into the necessary components. Our mid laner has no flash, so it should be very easy to get him to kill. I'm going to swap to a melee form here, just so I can have my Q. If I do walk into lane, he stays. If he goes for this minion, I go on him. If not, I can't kill him. Rek'Sai might be able to gank this. We'll see. I'm walking in to help him here. Nice. Dodge the E. Go on Vel'Koz here. He has ult. I have Q in a little bit. Look to E this. Messed up. We can kill Sivir here. Just keep walking down. I'm coming. Ooh, very nice flash from the Lux there. Ooh, and we did a little bit of a grief. We probably should have gone in the Vel'Koz, but my teammates are going to clean this up for me, which is nice. We also have enough for our Ghostblade, so this is a really good power spike for us. Even though we died, it's important to keep your mental state, I guess, healthy in a game like that, because one death is not the end of the game. It never is. And you should always look at each game as if it's winnable, unless it's completely unwinnable, you know what I'm saying? Essentially, don't let deaths affect your gameplay, because that's the biggest mistake you can make as a Jayce player, is thinking, oh, well, Jayce is an early game champion. I really won't be able to scale into the later stages of the game unless I don't die a single time. But it's just not true, especially with the Conquer rune and the Conquer minor runes that are available while taking Conquer. It just allows for so much scaling with the build. And you'll see that as the game progresses. I missed the slow. Unfortunate. Rengar was just on his Raptors. I assume he based. I might be able to go for a bot lane gank here as well. Typically in lower elo, they don't pay much attention to their mini-map, so you can get a lot more ganks off. I can't go for this. My bot lane isn't near. I can go for this guy, though. Kill him with Ignite. Very nice. Nice solo kill. I see that bot lane is pushed up a little bit. Instead of pushing my mid wave, I'm just going to go down here for a roam. In lower elos, again, since they don't really pay much attention to the minimap, or less attention to the minimap, it's a lot more efficient, I feel, to go for roams in this situation and attempt to get some kills. Unfortunate that our Rek'Sai went a little too deep there. I couldn't extend or go onto the tower there because Sivir did have her E up, so it'd probably be certain death for myself. Rengar is level 6, so we have to be mindful of that. Rengar looks to be on our red buff. We just saw him on Raptors, and I didn't catch the buffs he had, but the way he was pathing suggested he was going to clear more camps, so I'm going to walk up there. Press this thing just to see if we can see him. He is on the golems. Ping assistance here. He's ulting. And then we just back up. We burned Rengar ult for our pressure up top, and we don't miss any mid lane farm. Very nice. Walk back mid lane here. We do have to be a little careful for the Rengar, because he could be walking straight down. And if he jumps on us with a Vel'Koz, we're pretty much dead with both of that CC. Bot lane doesn't seem to be having the best time, so we should probably put a lot of our attention in the bot lane, because Nasus seems to be fine, right? Nasus seems to be holding his own in his lane. He is down a little bit in CS, but it doesn't seem to be too big of an issue as opposed to my bot lane, which seems to have a habit of dying. I'm coming down here. I'll be able to turn this. Lead with the QE. Lux is dead. Flash for the Vel'Koz. Walk past the E. Whenever he uses E, you want to just kind of walk forward a little bit. I think I'm dead here. He used Flash, which is nice. My Rek'Sai died to tower, so he got executed. And this guy should be fine. So we wasted a little bit of Rengar's time. Rek'Sai got executed, so no one got the gold. So we're still in a fine spot. I'm going to grab CDR boots here. You should always try, in the core build, to finish Ghostblade and CDR boots. The reason why is because Ghostblade is such a core essential item on Jayce, in that it gives him all the early stats he wants, gives him the roaming power he wants, and you can stack longswords while building it, as opposed to something like Essence Reaver, which has a bit of a wonkier build path, and it just allows for you to really maximize your power spikes in game. That Rengar's a savage animal. He's fucking tearing it up down there. I want to go back mid and catch this wave. Infernal's also up, so I want to establish some priority. Maybe kill my laner and then roam bottom. Because after a bottom kill or a bottom gank, if we kill most of them, or at least one of them, it should be a free Infernal Drake. And Infernal is really, really strong. I'm going to pink ward here. He's probably going to walk over here. Yes. And so we just ward there to see if he does walk. Quick switch QE there. He flashed. Ping flash again. And again, guys, it doesn't really matter if our teammates are feeding around us, because eventually we become a very, very strong champion with the CDR stacking options we have. It doesn't look like they're going for Infernal, so I'm going to opt to take some plates here. We just saw Rengar bot lane, so we can't gank mid at the current moment. And he just ulted. So we aren't under too much pressure of gank at the moment. Keep taking those tower plates. Just got 160 gold per plate. Very nice. And I can maybe look for a kill if he plays too far up. If not, we just gotta play back. He jumped on the ward, killed it. I don't have enough mana to fully kill him right now. If Vel'Koz is still here, I will die to the Rengar. The option here I'm going to choose is just shove. Shove the lane, generate pressure, and maybe walk down here for the Rengar. Now that I have a little more mana, I might be able to 1v1 the Rengar with an Ignite. They just took Infernal Drake. I assume Lux took it with him. Rengar might seek to dive my bot lane at some time, or maybe even gank my bot lane. So I'm going to walk here to get a nice counter gank in. Get the Q, dodge Lux Q. Nice. Nice, dodge the Lux ult. And get the snare from my Jhin. And we got some good yummy down there. So, what I accomplished by walking bottom is I counter ganked a potentially game-winning gank for the enemy team. Because if Rengar kills my bot lane for free, it's pretty much GG. Yes, we can come back, and yes, I do scale, but it's definitely a big detriment to the overall goal of the game, which is that Cheddar boy, that enemy nexus. So, very good counter gank. I did give up a little bit of mid lane CS, a little bit of pressure, but definitely worth it. This guy's 100% dead. He has no flash. So, Nasus is mid lane. I want to walk top lane and cover his wave and tell him to push. Push one more. I'll cover top. This is because if he sits there and pushes the mid wave, this top farm that would be missed otherwise, or at least some of it that would be missed otherwise, will be gathered by me. So we make the most efficient use of our time. Darius is really scared. I'm going to use that to clear the wave as fast as possible and run back mid. I really don't want to stay top lane laning against the Darius because I want to be mid lane where I can freely roam to the bot side of the map. Got the Rengar, very nice. Sivir seems to be coming in. Vel'Koz is going that way. I'm going to make the decision to walk down here. Actually, I think we can dive this guy. Tanking the tower. That's all the tower shots I could take. Ooh, barely missed the QE. Unfortunate. Unfortunate that Nasus died there. Went a little too hard for the bread. I missed my Q, which sucked, but if he does come back up here, we can kill him. So here's the $1,000,000 question. Does Rengar have ult? If he does, we probably die. To be fair. Got the Lux. Very nice. And we wasted the Vel'Koz ult as well. Rengar is here. Ooh, barely missed. Barely missed the Vel'Koz with that one. Skin of his teeth. Clear base. We did see Rengar up here, so we're very scared. We don't want to get one shot. We don't want to give up our 600 gold bounty. I have my Edge of Night as well, which is really key. This is the second part of the build, where you rush your Ghost Blade, you rush your Edge of Night, so Edge of Night does give you that health, it gives you attack damage, and it gives you an active, which, after channeling for 1.5 seconds, allows you to block the next ability. This is really good against things like Lux, things like Vel'Koz, where they have one kind of self-peel CC ability, and the rest are just damaging abilities. So if you catch your lane opponent with the Edge of Night while he's using his CC ability, it pretty much renders him completely dead. He flashed. Very good flash. Pop my Edge of Night here. Ooh, screwed up the QE. He flashed regardless, though. I'm going to kill him if he jumps on me here. Even if he doesn't jump on me, I'm going to kill him. Ooh. He's clean. Not clean enough. I can run up here. EM. I'm going to go for Vel'Koz here. I tried to get out of my gate, but I was unable to. Nasus should have this 1v1 though. Very good 2 kills there. Ooh, does he have this? Oh, barely. So close, so close. They do a lot of damage, so I'm going to grab Black Cleaver here third. Typically, your third option should be either Essence Reaver if they have 0 armor, or Black Cleaver if you need a little bit of tankiness and they have a decent amount of armor. So I am going to run the Black Cleaver here. I have 30% CDR, so I want to pop the Kindle Gem into my inventory. The reason I'm not building Phage is because I really want my 40% CDR. As you can see here, I was at 30%. But 40% CDR on Jayce is just so good. It allows you to full rotation starting in Hammer Form. What I mean by this is if you start in Hammer Form, Q onto them, by the time you swap back after you use your range form abilities, you'll have it all up again. So that's good cheddar flexing, essentially. Grab the blue buff and the 500 gold. Very nice. Our Rek'Sai also stole the Ocean Drake, which is super good. That Darius overstayed. You shouldn't really stay like that when you're that low and you don't know where enemy laners are, because they can get you killed. Get you slapped up real quick. Rengar is walking to the mid lane. He doesn't have ultimate, if I recall. And I think he's walking to his top side, just judging from his pathing. So I'm going to walk around here and go to his wolves. Pink ward here before I walk in, and then walk right in. I want that Gromp. Jump on him, give him the work, you know what I'm saying? And that was just really good map awareness. That was me watching the map, seeing where Rengar went, and then ganking him in his jungle. Really clean stuff. As you'll notice here, in a needle like this, your teammates are kind of all over the map. So you should be looking to find their enemies that are also just all over the map and not doing really anything. Because if your teammates don't know what they're doing, chances are the enemies don't really know what they're doing as well. And they'll give you free kills. Okay. Easy kill here. So just wait for him to try to push out the wave, sit in the edges of the vision, and try to flex. She used Spell Shield, so we just auto her. She also burned both summoners, very nice. And now we are just flexing. Now we are large and in charge. I'm going to base him by Black Cleaver here. We could continue pushing, but Rengar does have his ultimate up, and I don't want to risk losing my bounty. Bounties are really important in the meta now. Because if you are worth a ton of gold, and say you're snowballing a game like I am right now, and you die a couple times, that could be enough gold swing on whoever kills you, especially if it's a jungler, a mid laner, that they can potentially carry or can anti-carry or counter-carry the game. So I'm going to quickly touch on the runes I use. And I should have touched on this earlier in the video, but now's a better time than ever, of course. I am running Conqueror, Triumph, Bloodline, Coup de Grace, Transcendence, and Mana Band. The big ones to note are the Mana Band and Transcendence. Mana Band gives you a ton of good early mana sustain, allowing you to poke in the lane, poke during the mid game. Just a really good minor option for Jayce. And the Transcendence is really key with the build because, as you'll notice, I'm stacking CDR. So at the moment, I have 40% plus 10%, and that gives me, from the Transcendence, some bonus AD. So right now, the Transcendence is giving me 64 AD, or 24 AD rather, which is really, really big for an item, or for items that give you CDR as well. I want to jump on him, butter him up. Ooh, we got it. Let's go. That healing, boys. The Pog. The Pog healing. That's the power of Conqueror, baby. That's the power of Conqueror. That's the power of Bloodline. That's all the sauce. That's all that good yummy. Everyone's dead on their team, so we can take this pretty freely. Darius is up, but I'm not sure on his flash cooldown. So we're going to base here. Our goal here is to buy Essence Reaver, because not many of them are stacking hard armor. He's stacking armor, he's getting tabbies, he's stacking armor, but right now we're so far ahead that our damage is pretty much undeniable, regardless of how much armor they have. And on the targets that actually matter, Lux, Sivir, Darius to a certain extent, they're not, Rengar to a certain extent, they're not building enough armor for me to warrant a Last Whisper purchase at this point, especially now that I have my Black Cleaver, so it's better to just stack the Essence Reaver, CDR, and use the Essence Reaver for that mana sustain, that crit, all the good stuff that Jayce really likes out of an item. Additionally, if I build my Essence Reaver right now, as you'll see right now I have 36 AD with the overcap from Transcendence, I'll get even more AD from the overcap. Walk in with the Edge of Night. Ooh, she got the moves. She got the moves, baby. She got the moves. Jump on him real quick. Try to take this tower. Infernal's up, so we should probably go for that. But since there's only 2 people live on their team, I want to see if I can maybe look to kill the last 2 members. Oh, and they've surrendered. Well, that was a quick one. But essentially, the build would then go Essence Reaver into LDR or Last Whisper, and then you could also build a situational item depending on how much armor they have, either GA, something to that effect. But yeah, so that was just, I guess, the video on how to carry in low elo. You know, just stomp so hard and make them surrender, but seriously, just managing enemy pressure, managing your mini-map, looking at your mini-map, seeing when people are out of position, seeing when people are out of place. Always remember to queue the ranged minions, the backline minions, because your Q, your melee Q does target them and still hit the champion, so it's really good for solo killing if they're not respecting you. And yeah, just early pressure, early sauce, all that good stuff. And that was the video. Actually, I do really want to check the damage real quick, see what we got, see the numbers, see what big boy numbers we putting up here. And then be some big boy numbers. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe below if you enjoy the content, and I'll catch you guys next time.